Now it's time for our first panel discussion of the day. The topic of today's panel discussion is Next Step in Marketing Your Products. This panel will be moderated by Mr. Nazmul Karim Chowdhury, Senior Vice President and Head of Brand, the Citibank Limited. And the panelists are Mr. Ashraful Chief Operating Officer of Aarong, Mr. Rezaul Kabir, Chief Operating Officer of Sailor, Ms. Sumble Momen, Director, Pride Group, and Mr. Arafatur Rahman, Head of Marketing, Araful Plastics. Requesting our moderator and our panelists to come to the stage and take their seats. And dear guests, you can ask your questions on our Facebook page with hashtags #BD Retail Congress and #Modern Retail.
Dear panelists and guests, welcome to our first panel today, where our discussion will be focused on the next steps in marketing your products. Before I start, I'd like to thank Farhat Anwar sir for his very inspirational speech. I mean, it was wonderful. Retail has come a long way from what we used to experience back in 80s and 90s. I can remember as a child, it was not the way we used to shop. I mean, I remember that during that time, probably during Eid, we could have one outfit. And if there is a wedding at the neighborhood or probably in the families, we could have an opportunity to tailor our clothes or even many other products the way we buy nowadays. Quite frequently, now shopping is becoming an experience. But the thing is the proliferation of technologies, I mean, shopper is becoming more technologically advanced than yesterday's. So there's an urgent need to understand and better connect with the modern customer. So to introduce myself, I'm Nazmul Karim. I'm responsible for the brand and marketing for Citibank and moderating the session today. And we'll be talking to some of the best retail marketing minds of the country. So on my right, I have Mr. Ashraful Chief Operating Officer, Aarong. Also, I have Ms. Sumble Momen, Director, Pride Group. I have Mr. Rezaul Kabir, Chief Operating Officer, Sailor, and Mr. Arafatur Rahman, Head of Marketing, Araful Plastics. Thank you for joining us today. At first, I'd like to request our honorable panelists to tell the audience about how your businesses have evolved in last few years and your role that has made these brands as some of the top-of-mind brands of the country. So, can we start from you?
Hi, I'd like to first thank Bangladesh Brand Forum for having me participate in this very esteemed panel. My name is Sumble Momen. I'm a director of Pride Group. I oversee brand management and marketing for our retail companies. So Pride Group has a 60-year history in textile manufacturing, and we also enjoy a retail presence for the last 26 years through our brands Pride Limited and Urban Truth. Pride Group is also engaged in the manufacture and export of ready-made garments, specifically knitwear. How the retail landscape has evolved in the last 10 years has been very remarkable, and all we see is potential to invest further, expand further, and as you can see with the very esteemed panelists that we have, that we're taking this very seriously.
Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Mohammad Ashraful. I'm present working as Chief Operating Officer of Aarong. Perhaps you are aware that Aarong was established in 1978 with a good cause of poverty alleviation, income generation, and mostly women empowerment in the rural areas. So basically during that time, the BRAC had been looking for the specific arenas where the income generating activities can be done. So based on that, they found that there are a few areas in the country like Jamalpur, Maniganj, where various kinds of craft work has been done, and they started collecting the products from those villages and giving it to scattered retailers in the Dhaka city. But the problem was getting back the money. So the retailers used to give the payment, make the payment after the product being sold. So considering that as the income generation activities was not being going on in proper way, BRAC thought to open its own retail, and that's how the birth of Aarong occurred in 1978. The first retail shop was in Sobanbag, in a very small area. And over the 40 years, now at this moment, we have 21 stores and more than 2 lakh square feet arena. And more than 150 product lines we offer to the customers. Basically, the way we came up to this level, the one is the craft sector, or upholding the heritage of Bangladeshi craft industry. And secondly, by upholding those, making a fusion with the trends, with the present requirement of the customers, or the requirement needs of the customers, the fusion we have made, based on that fusion, we could mitigate the need of the present customers. And that's how Aarong has become one of the largest fashion retail brand in the country. And we can take very proudly that from 80s to 90s, during that time, basically we changed the fashion, or we made the fashion revolution of the country, which is presently called the Bangladeshi traditional fashion. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ashraf. Can you hear from Mr. Rezaul Kabir?
Thank you. Good morning. I am Rezaul Kabir, Chief Operating Officer of Sailor. So to talk about Sailor, that we just started our journey, it's less than 4 years. So before we came to this business, we had a export business since 1994, and we started our retail business from 2015. If I tell about the last 3.5 years, what we have experienced, so it was not easy to get into this business because this market is getting matured. And when we have come up in the market, there was a lot of competitions. So what we did before we came to the market, we did research, we did a lot of research, and we thought and we find out that this market is going to be a big market and it has got a lot of potentiality in the future. So we have made our plan, and right now we have 14 outlets in different places of Bangladesh. And last 3.5 years, we feel that we have understood the little bit mind of the customers, and now it is one of the popular brand in Bangladesh. So whatever we did in last 3 years, actually the most challenging part was to develop the human resource, to team up. So team up was the most challenging part for us, because for sustainable business growth, we had to hire human resource, and we found that to start a new business and to cater the young generation minds, whatever things required for a retailers like designers, HR guys, production, and supply chain, everything was little bit challenging because our market is not yet ready to supply all those human resource we need for our business. So this was the first challenge we faced. And while doing so, from my side, we had to basically integrate all the challenges for the supply chain, because what we feel that market is huge. So if we can ensure that supply chain, then we can utilize most of it. So I'll talk more about it. So right now, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Reza. Can we hear now from Mr. Arafatur Rahman?
Hello, this is Arafatur Rahman, Head of Marketing, Arafel Plastics. Basically, Arafel আসলে প্রথমেই যে রিটেলে আসার চিন্তা করছে, এটার প্রধান কারণ হলো আমাদের প্রোডাক্ট লাইনটা যখন আমাদের অনেক বেড়ে গেল, প্রোডাক্ট লাইনটা আমাদের অনেক বেশি যখন হয়ে গেল, যেটা আসলে আমরা ট্রেডিশনাল যে রিটেলার্স আছে তাদেরকে আসলে সবগুলো প্রোডাক্ট ডিসপ্লে করার, কনজিউমারের কাছে ডিসপ্লে করার আমাদের সুযোগ ছিল না। আমাদের প্রোডাক্ট অনেক বেশি, কনজিউমাররা আমাদের প্রোডাক্টগুলো পাচ্ছিল না, 30% 40% আমরা কভার করতে পারছিলাম। তো তারপর আমরা চিন্তা করলাম যে এটা আসলে আমাদের সব প্রোডাক্টগুলো কীভাবে কনজিউমারের কাছে ডিসপ্লে করা যায়, আমাদের সব আইটেমগুলো তারা একসাথে এসে পাবে বা তাদেরকে আমরা সার্ভ করতে পারবো সবগুলো একসাথে। সেখান থেকে বেসিক্যালি আরএফএল আসলে রিটেলে আসা। প্রথমে আমরা ট্রাই করছিলাম ডিলারকে দিয়ে, তারাও আসলে যখন ডিসপ্লে করলো পাশাপাশি দেখা যায় যে ওখানেও আমাদের আরএফএলের জন্য 40% বা 30% জায়গা আমরা পাচ্ছিলাম। তো তখন চিন্তা করলো যে আরএফএল আমরা নিজের শোরুমগুলো করি এবং তাদের কনভিনিয়েন্ট, যারা যেখানে আসতে পারবো ওখানে আমরা আমাদের প্রোডাক্টগুলো ডিসপ্লে করে রাখলে হয়তো বা আমরা বেটার সার্ভ করতে পারবো। ওখান থেকেই আমাদের রিটেলে আসা। রিটেল শুরুর পরে এখন আমাদের নিজস্ব চ্যানেলের শোরুম আছে অলমোস্ট 500 শোরুম আছে একদম থানা পর্যায়ে। আবার পাশাপাশি আমরা এই যখন রিটেইলিং নিজেরা শুরু করলাম, নিজেদের শোরুম দিলাম, তখন দেখা যায় যে আমাদের যারা বিজনেস পার্টনার আছে, ডিলার আছে, রিটেলার আছে, ওরাও শোরুম করার জন্য ইন্টারেস্টেড হলো। দেন ওরাও তাদের ডিসপ্লেটা ভালো করার চেষ্টা করলো, আমাদের দেখা দেখি আমাদের তাকে বেঞ্চমার্ক করে শুরু করলো। আমাদের ডিলারদের মাধ্যমে শোরুম আছে অলমোস্ট 1400, 1400। আর আমরা নিজেরাই চালাই, একেভাবে আছে 500, টোটাল আমাদের অলমোস্ট 2000 শোরুম আমরা অপারেট করি, যেখানে আমাদের প্রোডাক্ট লাইন অনেক বেশি, আমাদের সবগুলো আইটেম। এছাড়া আমাদের রিটেইলে আমরা চেষ্টা করি যে আমাদের প্রোডাক্টের বাইরেও কিছু জিনিস থাকে যে একই পারচেজে ওরা নিতে চায়। তো আমরা ইভেন দো অন্যান্য কোম্পানির প্রোডাক্ট আমাদের রিটেইলে রাখছি, যেন তারা তাদের চাহিদাটা নিয়ে একবারেই পারচেজ করে বেরিয়ে যেতে পারে, তাদের সার্ভটা যেন ভালো হয়, তারা যেন স্যাটিসফাইড হয়, এই চেষ্টাটা করি। নেক্সট আমরা হয়তো বাকিটাতে যাব। থ্যাংক ইউ।
Thank you. I mean, it's really inspirational that we have got a huge, 4 of those panelists was coming up from such a diverse industry. In today's challenging world, something that is innovative for a moment turn predictive on the next. So what keeps today's marketer awake at night? Let's hear from our panelists. Now we're going to begin. So to begin with, I would like to ask Ms. Sumble Momen that a common perception is there that when it comes to fashion items, shoppers prefer to have physical experience of the products. That is, they want to examine the product before they buy. So in your sector, how do you make that balance between online and offline activities? And also, if we look at social media or digital media that has brought more connectedness or innovation and diversity to the industry, how do you think that particularly your company is utilizing all those tools to make a connect to the customers? So one is about the channel, another one is about the marketing effort. I mean, how are you looking at this?
So when it comes to brick and mortar stores, I don't think that we're facing a time that brick and mortar stores will die out completely. If you look at international examples, right? For example, Inditex, they're a retail giant. They open around 400 to 500 stores a month. Amazon, on the other hand, they're also focusing on brick and mortar stores. They're a technology giant, and they're doing that through the acquisition of like grocery chains, opening up their own Amazon shop on the go brick and mortar stores. So what we're really seeing here is retailers across the world are focusing on the physical experience as well as the online experience. And as retailers in Bangladesh, I think that's essentially important, the omni-channel marketing. So we recently launched our online stores for Pride Limited and Urban Truth last year. And what we've noticed is that there's a growing number of customers who either will use our online store as to make their purchasing decisions and then make the final transaction in store. Or we'll see the opposite. We'll see customers will go into the stores, their nearest Pride store, and they'll examine the fit or the hand feel. And then they'll go back home and shop online because they don't want to burden themselves with shopping bags. They'd rather have the product home delivered. We'll also notice how customers will walk into a Pride store, not find a product there, and our sales staff, either through their own initiative or with the customer, or to help the customer, will arrange online shopping or home delivery for the customer. So we're seeing that there is a very seamless integration that's necessary for online and offline, or brick and mortar and online stores.
So where do you see more growth? I mean, there's more of an online...
It's no longer a question of which one is more engaging than the other. It's a question of retailers having to align incentives on the omnichannel. Customers don't care how you're organized. What they care about is that they have to have a seamless shopping experience throughout.
And how are you using the tools of digital media or the innovative technologies where you have like added advantages of marketing your products? I mean, where are you seeing your own brand going forward?
Right now, the entire way that we market our products has shifted. Initially, Pride Limited started off as a word of mouth, using a word of mouth policy. We didn't have any physical advertising except for our stores as a marketing front. But now, there are more entrants in the market, there's a lot more competition, so it's become necessary to market ourselves either through print, but the focus has definitely been more on digital advertising, such as Facebook and Instagram. Particularly for us, one of our brands, Urban Truth, it caters to a very young segment, a very niche, trend-setting segment of the Dhaka population. So what we've noticed to be technology first, it meant to be on all social media platforms, whether or not there was a huge audience. When we started in 2012 on Instagram, there weren't that many followers, but right now we couldn't have predicted just how fast it would grow in the last couple of years. And most of our focus for Urban Truth has been Instagram marketing.
Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Ashraf, what's your view on that? I mean, the same questions, the presence, the balance between the online and offline channels, the way Aarong is looking at it, and also how you are kind of using the advantage of social media or digital media in terms of marketing your products, how you're thinking ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Just I'll start with the supplement with the international examples. Like Zara recently, they have touched 108 more countries for their online shopping. They have just launched recently. And besides, you see Amazon, they have opened the Forrester the retail brick and mortars, where the products which are getting the star marks or the remarks in the online, with those products they have started, they're coming back to the brick and mortar. So you see, this is the both part. In the world, once upon a time, it was a word of mouth that the brick and mortar stores will be going away, fading away because of the online shops. But it is really coming back. It seems that as a retailer, we need to really focus on both the part. So as Aarong, we have launched our online in 3 years before, and so long the experience were very encouraging. In our country, the shoppers, they have started browsing the online because of the availability of internet. But there are a few challenges like the payment system and then delivery system. And most important part, if you want to buy online, is the quality and the time. So we are working on these two basically part, that the product which are available in the Aarong outlets, Aarong stores, physical stores, the same products are available in the online. So there is no changes of the quality, changes of the size. So our customers, when they are getting the right size, then they're encouraging and they're increasing their footfall or their behavior in the online purchasing. And in another part, if you talk about the generation, the young generations, they're mostly the online prone. They're giving more orders online, they're browsing our website more, and then really it is very much encouraging. So how is the future plan of making this omni-channel more effective one? So we are planning to make new kinds of methods, like if you order online, but you can take the product from store, getting the product from the stores, and again, you buy from the stores, you get it delivered at your address. So these two things we are working on, and then hopefully very soon we are going to launch these operations. Now talk about the digital marketing. So in both the part, we have to have that kinds of the communication and give the right message to the customers. Like if we go use Facebook, if you use Instagram or any other digital medias, the customers need to understand where the products are available. So in certain cases, it seems that we don't have the product in our online store, but again, the customer needs to be diverted that which outlet it is being available. So we are launching our e-commerce apps very soon. It is almost ready. So we'll be offering different kinds of experiences for the customers, like using that apps. If you go to the store with that apps, these apps will guide you to find out the right product, right size, right color for you. So that kinds of different kinds of experiences which we are going to offer to the customers. And that's how basically we are planning to use both the channel. And another part, just want to add, is inventory synchronization is very critical at our as is the digital era. So it is very critical to, as I have mentioned in the introduction, that we have more than 150 product lines, and it's a huge, the thousands of products. So synchronizing these two inventory together in online is really very challenging, but we are almost done. Hopefully we'll be able to launch it soon, and then it will be easier for the customers to get the right product on time. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ashraf. Now, I'm going to talk to Mr. Reza. I mean, they opened up Sailor, and in the last 4 years, I just came to know that they've got 14 outlets spruced up in the country. I mean, it's the same questions. Probably we can rather discuss a little more on how you are utilizing the, the tools of digital media and social media to present your product to your audiences, like when now we apparently have the chance to look at your product or experience your product, have a pre-purchase decision, and then go and buy that from your store. Or even once we buy that from a store, when we come back home, then we can give you the reviews. And so in that kind of paradigm, that where Sailor is looking themselves, I mean, how you were utilizing that?
Yeah, to start with, to start with our business, we had no option to go for brick and mortar. So we started, but we equally feel that the digitalization is very, very important. So from our perspective, actually, right now, though we do not have any e-commerce platform, but we have over 1 million people connected through our Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube channels. So what we feel that to attract our customers, the first very important things, that connectivity. So we could connect and we could deliver our message to the people that what kind of product we are offering and all kind of details. We basically wanted to grab most out of these 3 platforms. And while doing so, even we are generating a quite decent amount of sale from our Facebook and Instagram page as well. And we have a delivery channel. Through that channel, we are also delivering. Basically, we are trying to have the feedbacks of every channels that what CEO of Aarong said, that while delivering, we have faced some problem. We have some problem while receiving the payments and other issues. But the most important part of this channel is that what we believe that to reach people with our brand, that was the most effective channels, what we have found out. And I feel that it has more opportunity if we have the e-commerce, and it will have more opportunity because gradually what other people also said that it's been increasing and it will increase. But definitely it will have a balanced approach. It's not going to basically, it's not going to basically compare one with another, because if we have with our physical store, we can communicate our brand every day, 1,000 people or 2,000 people or 5,000 people. But again, through our this digital channel, if we want to deliver any message, we can reach out a few lakh people in an hour. So if we talk about the connectivity, if you talk about to introduce your brand, I must say that still now this is the very effective channel which is going to work even in the future.
Thank you. May you hear something from?
থ্যাংক ইউ। আচ্ছা, আমরা যেটা করি আমাদের এখানে আসলে আমরা অনেক আগে থেকেই আমরা ডিজিটাল প্ল্যাটফর্মটা আমাদের মানে আমরা অনলাইন সেল করার জন্য আমাদের নিজেদেরই আলাদা একটা প্ল্যাটফর্ম আছে, যেখানে আমরা প্রোডাক্টটা আপনি স্টোরে তো আছেই, আপনি অনলাইন থেকেই নিতে পারবেন। আসলে বেসিক্যালি আমাদের এই মুহূর্তে যে কাস্টমারগুলো আছে এখানে কিন্তু মিক্স কাস্টমার, কিছু আছে হলো ফুল ট্রেডিশনাল, কিছু আছে হলো ফুল মডার্ন, আর একটা হলো মডার্ন অ্যান্ড ট্রেডিশনাল মিক্স। কেউ চাই হলো পুরোপুরি অনলাইন থেকে কিনবে, আর কেউ চাই হলো শোরুমে এসে প্রোডাক্টটা দেখে তারপরে কিনবে, আর কেউ আছে হচ্ছে বোথ, শোরুমে দেখবে অনলাইনে অর্ডার করবে, বা অনলাইনে অর্ডার করবে শোরুমে কিনবে। পিপলসের চেঞ্জটা এখন খুব দ্রুত হচ্ছে। তো আমরা যেটা করছি, এখন যদি 100%ও না নেই অনলাইনে, আমাদের যেটা মানে আমরা যেটা ভাবি আজ থেকে 10 বছর পরে আর কেউ আসলে এই জায়গাটা পুরোটাই শিফট হয়ে যাবে অনলাইনে। তো যার কারণে এখন যারা মডার্ন আছে বা এখন যারা মডার্ন ট্রেড করতে চায় বা যারা অনলাইনে কিনতে চায়, তাদের জন্য আমাদের ফুল ফেসিলিটিসই আছে। আমাদের শোরুমে যা আছে, আমাদের শোরুম যদিও বিভিন্ন তাদের ফুট স্টেপের মধ্যেই, তাদের বাসার আঙ্গিনার মধ্যেই আমাদের শোরুম আছে, তারপরও পাশাপাশি আমাদের অনলাইন থেকেই যে কোনো প্রোডাক্ট কিনতে পারে। এটার জন্য আমাদের আলাদা টিম রাখা আছে, যে টিমটা প্রতিনিয়ত অ্যানালাইসিস করে যে কোন প্রোডাক্টটা ফাস্ট মুভিং, কোন প্রোডাক্টটা যাচ্ছে, কোন প্রোডাক্টটা কাস্টমার বেশি কিনছে, এবং ব্যাক এন্ডে ওইটা দেখা হয় যে ব্যাক এন্ডে কখন রিটেইলে আমাদের যে ব্যাক এন্ড রিটেল যেটা আমাদের যেটা কালেক্ট প্রোডাক্ট যেটা কোনটা সোল আউট হয়ে যাচ্ছে এবং কোন প্রোডাক্টটা নিয়ে আসতে হচ্ছে, ওইটা আমরা প্রতিনিয়ত আমরা সফটওয়্যার বেচই করি, সফটওয়্যারেই আমাদের ডিটেলটা ডিসকাশন করা হয়, ওইটা দেখে আমরা প্রোডাক্টটা রিটেলে দিই এবং অনলাইনে যদি কিনতে চাই অনলাইনে যে সেল হয় এইটাও আমরা দেখে ব্যাকএন্ডে হিসাব করে আমাদের মানে অনলাইনটা এখন একটা ইস্যুস, এখন যদিও পুরোপুরি না, হয়তো 30% সেল হচ্ছে আমাদের। এবং আর যদি প্রোডাক্ট কনজিউমার এখন ডিজিটাল প্ল্যাটফর্মে 80%ই আছে, হয়তো তারা ইউজ করতে জানে, হয়তো শুধুমাত্র ফেসবুক ইউজ করতে জানে অথবা ইনস্টাগ্রামে লগ ইন করতে জানে, বাট ইউটিউব দেখে। ওখানে আমরা প্রোডাক্টের আমাদের ট্রেডিশনাল মিডিয়ায় যে আমাদের স্পেন্ডিংটা ছিল অনেক বেশি আমরা এখন ডিজিটাল নিয়ে আসছি, কারণ কোনো না কোনোভাবেই যেন সে তার আমার প্রোডাক্টটা সে দেখতে পায়। ইউটিউবে হয়তো কোনো একটা ভিডিও দেখতেছে, কোনো ফানি ভিডিও দেখতেছে, সেখানে যেন আমার প্রোডাক্টটা সে দেখে, অথবা ফেসবুকে যখন যাচ্ছে তখন যেন আমার প্রোডাক্টটা দেখে, অ্যাটলিস্ট না কিনুক আমার প্রোডাক্টের যেন জানতে পারে। এই জন্য ট্রেডিশনাল মিডিয়ার পাশাপাশি এখন অবশ্যই 50-50 হওয়া উচিত, যেখানে আপনার স্পেন্ডিংটা ডিজিটাল মিডিয়াতেও রাখা উচিত আর কি।
Thank you, Arafat bhai. It just get me into another question is like, if you see worldwide, the e-commerce is increasingly, like it's getting bigger and bigger, and you observe that there is a trend that the traditional retail stores or the companies, they're coming to the foray of e-commerce, and also there are other companies who are basically not into retail product segments or not a traditional company. They're also opening up e-commerce portals and trying to sell products of different retailers. So do you think it's a threat for Bangladesh, or that the traditional retail stores cannot get the leverage of it, I mean the way you are running the company, or there will be a bigger e-commerce company like Zalora, or when the Walmart will be here, or their e-commerce portal, or when Amazon will be here, that you will lose the edge? I mean, do you think it'll give you in a lot of competition, or it's something that you'll find that more of an ecosystem that needs to be built up? I mean, I would like to know Mr. Ashraf's view on that.
It's a very interesting part to discuss with. Basically, it's both things. I see a lot of opportunities here, and also a little bit of the threats in these kinds of giant e-commerce are coming to Bangladesh. The opportunities are we will be having the habit or to go online and buy more from online, and by that basically the online stores which we are going to operate will be having more sales there. But in other part, if you talk about the trade, like from Aarong perspective, Aarong is a handmade retailers. Basically, almost 90% of our products are handmade. So handmade products are really a little bit costlier than the machine-made products. And if you talk about the supply chain, our production units are spread all over the country, and the very rural villages, like if you talk about the small village in Nilphamari, small village in the Baniachong, even our products comes from those areas. So maintaining this huge supply chain and the handmade products really will be a little bit difficult to compete with the machine-made products. Those are available within these giant, the online marketeers or the businesses. And opportunity part really, we can look forward to it, and really we see how will we market our products in the future. For an example, we are thinking to talk about the digital part. We are trying to collect more data from the customers, trying to study their behaviors and purchasing behaviors, trying to see that what kinds of product they had been purchasing, or we are just seeing that how many days the customers are not coming to our outlets or not browsing our websites, and then customizing the offers based on the needs of the customers. And basically what Aarong had been doing so long, we had been developing the products based on the customer needs. We never wanted the customers to buy our products because we made it. We basically wanted to offer the customers what customers really want to buy from us. So if we can continue these kinds of things in the future using this AI and the digital other data, so we hope that we'll be very much sustainable even the other international brands comes up. Thank you.
So Ms. Momen, how do you look into it? I mean, the traditional retail stores or the giants who is coming into the e-commerce foray, or the independent e-commerce portals like the RAS, who has more of an aggregated offer, or we'll see more of different companies from abroad, they would be coming in and getting into this foray. I mean, do you think it's going to create a huge competition, or it's the part of the greater ecosystem where you'd like to encourage those independent retailers to come over?
So if you look at it from a global context, if I take India's example, Amazon coming in or Alibaba or Walmart coming in to the e-commerce scene in India hasn't actually cannibalized the segment or the market share that Reliance or Tata stores like Pantaloons enjoys. And that's specifically because of the product offering or the product lines. And with that line of thought, we can see that there is significant interest in the domestic market here. It's a very strong domestic market. It's going to get stronger in the coming years. That just gives Pride, for example, more of a justification to invest more heavily in our backward linkages, in our business processes. We've started working and we'll finish an entirely new factory project this year because we're focusing on creating that kind of product that has a quality assurance that can compete on an international level or export level. We're trying to create a product that customers love, buy, and want to keep forever. And when you can do that, I think when you can create a product like that, it's very easy to be able to compete with any new entrant into the market, no matter what kind of experience they come in with.
Thank you. To extend with, how do you think, Arfat Bhai, as the head of marketing, that this e-commerce foray, where it's heading towards?
Basically, nowadays, globalization is reality. বাইরের জায়ান্ট কোম্পানিগুলো আসবেই এখন যদি আমরা একটা এক্সাম্পল দিই টিভি চ্যানেলের ক্ষেত্রে আমরা বলছি বারবার যে ফরেন চ্যানেলগুলো কেন আমাদের এখানে দেখাবে এখন আসলে এটা স্টপ করার কোনো উপায় নেই কোনো না কোনোভাবেই দেখবে কোনো অপশনই নেই যে দেখবে সেভাবে বাইরের বড় কোম্পানিগুলো বাংলাদেশে আসবে আমাদের যেটা করতে হবে আশরাফ ভাই যেটা বললেন যে কাস্টমার লেটেন্ট ডিমান্ড যেটা তারা আসলে কি চায় ওই ডিমান্ডটা যদি আমরা ফুলফিল করতে পারি আমাদের প্রোডাক্টের কোয়ালিটি যদি আমরা এনশিওর করতে পারি এবং আমাদের এখানে ডেলিভারির ক্ষেত্রে বা কনজিউমারের ইন টাইমে প্রোডাক্টটা পৌঁছে দেওয়ার ক্ষেত্রে যদি আমরা শার্প হই সেক্ষেত্রে আমার মনে হয় যে বাইরের কোম্পানিগুলো এসে এখানে যে অনেক বেশি ইম্প্যাক্ট পড়বে সে ধরনের কোনো কিছু না
So you were just looking at it as a bigger as a more of an ecosystem, a greater part of an ecosystem rather than a threat. Right. So Reza Bhai, going towards you, for a lot of customers, the experience of shopping is part of the fun. Rather than sitting on the couch at home, they go to the store, wander with their friends and family, they go somewhere nearby for dinner. So it's vital to make their experience as enjoyable as possible. I'd like to hear from you about your thoughts on how to improve the in-store experience, as it can directly impact the final purchase and also the repeat purchase. In a nutshell, how do you think that customers would fall in love with your stores? The merchandising part of it, the balance between the online and offline activities, mostly the visual merchandising.
Thank you. It's very, very important, first of all, because you say that in the context of our country especially, this is all about, the shopping is nowadays the most fun part of our life because we, as per our social context, we hardly have much of entertainment and things are present in our country. So we basically go out with our families for shoppings and have some dinner and movies. So when people are coming to our outlets, we need to take very special care about that. So I think that there is two very, very important things to retaining the customers and for their repeat visit. One is visual merchandising, how you basically display your product. So this is very, very, very important, I must say, because we do a lot of work behind. Starting from the product sourcing, then designing, then product distribution. But ultimately, the purchase decisions comes when the customer comes to your outlet. So how you basically display your product, and I must say that it's not just a part-time job. Rather, that has to come a process that has to be scientific process, that through that process, basically, we have to identify that how we can offer our customer a experience so that they can come and visit our product and they are basically attracted. So for that reason, actually, it's not only how you display that inside that music system, inside that lighting and ambience, how you are basically using, what kind of lights you are using, the total aroma inside the outlets, everything is very, very important. But along with this visual merchandising, everything comes. But what customers basically carry forward, I must say that how they are receiving the service from our sales associate. So this is the part when customers comes and they interact. They interact with our people. So I must say that their training is very, very important, because the customers, they're going to go back and they're going to come again to the same sales associate if they are providing the service as expected. Because in our industry, what I feel in last 3.5 years, that in the retail operation, in terms of fashion, we need to learn a lot, because we need to basically, because in our sales associate, basically they will be the person who will make people fashionable. They will make people understand what is called fashion, how do they style themselves. So from that perspective, I must say that they need a lot of training, and they need a lot of training on the visual merchandising and the ambience, because this is the ultimate place where people will come and they will feel like to come again and buy your products.
Thank you. I mean, just to reiterate the fact, I mean, we talked a lot about the requirement of having good visual merchandising. I mean, do you find good graduates who can like join your company nowadays, who has been trained in the business school with the knowledge of visual merchandising and create a lot of innovation techniques when they join and work for your organization? If I'd like to know from Ms. Momen, I mean, what do you think? Because nowadays we travel a lot, and if I work for a bank and we run one of the largest credit card products, there we see a lot of people nowadays are flying to India or Thailand or Singapore and coming across amazing experiences when they go and in the store. I mean, fabulous in-store experience, and when they come back, it could be very, like different in Bangladesh. I mean, where do you find the scope of improvement? Another thing is that, do you really find the graduates from the business schools has been trained in the technique of visual merchandising to help you on that?
I don't know what will happen today in the presence of Farhat sir or any other university professionals that are here if I say this, but I feel like the business of retail has been wholly ignored in our institutions here, mostly because the scope really hasn't presented itself up until now. But I think the prospect is very promising, because we have more and more players in the market. There's more competition. There's more of a race to provide the best possible customer experience in whatever shape that takes, either visual merchandising or offering any kind of AI, augmented reality, any kind of tech-based integration with offline and online. Whatever it takes, we're in a race to provide that kind of experience to customers. The need has already presented itself. Now, to provide or supply that demand, it would take a partnership between retailers and institutions or universities to really create a program around the business of retail.
Yeah, so, Ashraful, what do you think? I mean, how we are progressing on that side?
Just I want to add the two parts. First, I want to add with CEO Sailor about the experience. The experience starts, we talk about ourselves. Like as a customer, when we get inside some retail shops, what do we need? It starts from the MGD, meet, greet, and then direct, how I am being directed to the product, the experience. It goes to how the products are being available, how the products are being offered to the customers, how easy we make the customers to find their own the choosable products. And then in the POS, how fast POS service or the checkout services we can offer to the customers. Throughout the journey in the shopping, which part basically customer got some different kinds of experience, the differentiation than that of any other places where they shop before. And mostly, last just I wanted to add one thing that Aarong found this opportunity long before, and the thing which we, Mr. Reza wanted to mean about the having in this family environment. After the shopping, you have a small the treat. You can have snacks, you can have dinners. So we opened grassroots cafes within our Aarong outlets. So and in the new outlets which we are offering now, like we are going to launch or change our Sylhet outlet location, going to a new our owned place. So there will be launching another cafe. So we were just giving the kinds of offers with the retail. And about the quickly talk about the skill or the manpower which in the market. So basically, really we are really shortage of we have really shortage of skilled people in the retail. We don't have no specialist in the visual merchandising, and most importantly, when people who are working in the outlets and or in outlets, they're also not interested to learn visual merchandising and shift towards profession in the different way. And to talk about the retail leaders, you see, it is also, there is a big gap. The outlet managers or outlet supervisors, those who are managing the outlets, you think about if you want or bring them as in the position of retail GM or retail CEO, like in positions which we are holding now, is really there is a big gap. So in the last retail congress also we have focused on this part, and I think the brand forum is working on the various universities and really want to develop the skill manpower in the retail industry. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashraf. Now, I'm hearing about the, like, you don't have much time. So just to come back about the payment system, I mean, that's very important when we kind of want to encourage the e-commerce or even the in-store payment. I'm very curious to know that from Mr. Arafat, that where do you see the payment modality going in the coming days? I mean, do you find the shoppers leaning towards alternate payment modes like debit cards or credit cards, or maybe leapfrogging to QR code-based payment or internet banking apps? Or because if you look at the in-store experience, I mean, queue is a big deterrent. So how are you solving this particular area in order to create better experience?
বেসিক্যালি সেক্ষেত্রে ফিনান্সিয়াল যে অর্গানাইজেশনগুলো আছে যারা আসলে সাপোর্টগুলো দিচ্ছে, তারা আসলে কনজিউমার এবং যারা বিজনেস করছে তাদেরকে আসলে কিভাবে সাপোর্ট করছে। এখন দেখা যায় অনেক ক্ষেত্রে কিউআর কোড বিকাশের ক্ষেত্রে বা আইপে অনেক কোম্পানি কিন্তু কামিং, তারা আসছে এবং কনজিউমাররা অনেক ক্ষেত্রে ইন্টারেস্টেড হচ্ছে, কারণ অনেক ধরনের প্রমোশন এখন থাকতেছে, ডিসকাউন্ট 20% ডিসকাউন্ট, 30% ডিসকাউন্ট অন পারচেজ। এভাবে যখন আসলে ইউজ টু হয়ে যাবে আস্তে আস্তে, আমরা যখন আমার কনজিউমারগুলো যখন এই ব্যাপারগুলোতে তারা বিলিভ করবে, এখন অনেকেই মনে করে যে আসলে এই তার যে অ্যাকাউন্টটা আছে ওই অ্যাকাউন্টটা কতটুকু সিকিউর, তার টাকাটা থাকছে কিনা বা কেউ নিয়ে যাচ্ছে কিনা, এই বিলিভ যখন তাদের মধ্যে আমরা দিয়ে দিতে পারবো, আমরা যারা ফিনান্সিয়াল অর্গানাইজেশন, আমরা যারা বিজনেস সার্ভিস দিচ্ছি, তারা যদি কনজিউমারকে বোঝাতে পারে যে না, আপনার এটা সিকিউরড আছে এবং আপনি এখানে টাকা রাখতে পারেন, আপনার এই ওয়ালেট থেকে টাকাটা সিকিউরড, এখান থেকে পেমেন্ট করতে পারেন, যেটা আপনার মানি ব্যাগ নিয়ে বা মানি ব্যাগ করে ফিজিক্যালি টাকা নিয়ে যাওয়ার চেয়ে অনেক বেশি সিকিউরড এবং খুব কম সময় লাগে, আপনার টাইম কনজিউমিং কম। এইটা যখনই আমরা দিতে পারবো, আই থিঙ্ক যে কনজিউমার এটাতে শিফট করবে এবং আমাদের টাইমটা আস্তে আস্তে কমে আসবে, আমাদের সার্ভিসটা আরও ভালো হবে।
Thank you. Reza bhai, what's your view on that? I mean, how do you look at it?
Actually, what I have observed in the last couple of years, like because their transaction is increasing, they're doing very good. So that means actually customers are more interested, and nowadays many other banking channels, so they are coming with QR code and other things, and I think it's every time it's increasing. So it has got a lot of potentiality. But apart from this, actually, still I think many people has got weakness in terms of using that technology, how to pay and other things. So I think gradually it will also overcome. And what we have observed also, that during the peak times when we need a very good network support from the network service provider, that time those are not working. So in last year, I've seen that during the peak season of our Eid and other things, like especially on the Friday, Saturday and other things. So if there is anybody representing from Grameenphone or Robi, we know that the very important day, network is not working. So customers had a lot of trouble. They are even going with their mobile sets outside, our person is going with the POS machine outside of the outlet for payment. And it has not happened one day, it has happened repeatedly. And we have raised complaint, and it was correct when there was less traffic. So the day there is more traffic in the outlet, the network disruption has start. So I think gradually everything will improve. This will also improve. Our use of technology will also improve, and customer will be more will like to interact with these tools easily, because from my perspective, I feel this is easy and this is good to use this. Better not to carrying cash.
Thank you, Mr. Reza. Now I'd like to open up the panel for some exciting questions. Our colleagues are around with the mic. আপনারা যেভাবে মনে করেন আপনাদের জন্য convenient হবে, whether just raise your hands, introduce yourself, and we probably can take a couple of questions.
We have a question here.
Sure. Can you get the mic there, please?
Yeah.
My name is Abdul Sobu Shanto. I am working in Joby Asiata more than 12 years. So my question is to CEO Aarong. Sir, actually my question is e-commerce sector is developing. Yeah. In Bangladesh perspective, actually it's not very user friendly in e-commerce transaction and something like that. So do you have any initiation or something like that, so that user would be more friendly about your e-commerce transaction, your products and everything?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. It's a very pertinent question already. Just it has been discussed with two of the panelists. Like for e-commerce, one of the major part is the payment system. The easy you make the payment system, the easy as a customer you check out. So in Bangladesh, really this is one of the major focus area we need to be developed. Like the bKash and the other, this sometimes work very smoothly, seamlessly, but the card system in the country is really needs to improve. Number one is the security of the cards. Number two is the transaction time it takes to connect to the server. So we have number of experiences where we found that a number of customers, they went up to that level and then they just went out and we could not be successful to purchase. So there is a significant amount customers we lose for this, the time which it takes to connect the servers of the bank servers. So we are proposing number of different gateways. So we will be making number of gateways now. Opening different kinds of gateways, so that if the one bank doesn't work, so it will not be like bank based, it will be based on the card. Like if Visa, all the banks will be open, and then whenever which gateway is open, the card will reach to that level. So we're trying to open up new payment gateway in that way and giving better customer services to the customers.
But thing is যেটা আমি মেনশন করতে যাচ্ছি যে একবার যখন কেউ ট্রানজ্যাকশনের জন্য হিস্ট্রি দিয়ে দিছে অলরেডি, তাকে তো এগেইন আর সব কিছু দেওয়ার দরকার নাই, ডিটেলস জাস্ট সিক্রেট কি ওর পাস কি, দ্যাটস এনাফ, রাইট? সো আমি যেটা ফেস করেছি নিজে, আমি এমনি এক্সপ্লোর করি একটু মানে ই কমার্সে করার জন্য, পারচেস করার জন্য, যে হিস্ট্রি তো নিতে পারে না, সেই জিনিসগুলো আরেকটু প্রম্পট করা, যে ডিজিটাল ইয়েগুলো, যে সে একবার অলরেডি দিয়েছে, 2-3 বার দিয়েছি আমি, প্রতিবারই আবার নতুন করে আমাকে অল সর্ট অফ থিংস, ক্রেডিট কার্ড ইনফরমেশন দিতে হয়েছে। বাট আমি যখন একটা ফরেন কোনো ই কমার্স সাইটে যাচ্ছি, তখন কিন্তু ইজিলি ওরা নিচ্ছে, এবং দ্যাট ইজ ভেরি ইজিয়ার, আই থিঙ্ক।
Thank you very much for this suggestion. We will remember this, and hopefully we'll be doing making this improvement in future. Thank you so much.
Okay.
I think there's a Facebook group where you can also log in and put your questions, and we are all around throughout the day to answer your questions. Can we just take one more question here? Yeah.
My name is Zunad. I'm coming from Perfidi, Van Malik, Bangladesh.
Thank you.
In fact, my questions to the panel that actually what's the different consumer experience you want to provide to your retail shop? How, as a consumer, I will feel differentiate by walking into your seller outlet versus, let's say, urban youth outlet? Because to me, like when I walk in, is only the hangers are there. I'm not getting any differentiate experience from a consumer. so which will recall me or put me in that I should go to that shop because that is a differentiator, probably giving me a better comfort to my kids or to my family members. But it's probably we are only talking about selling points.
Right, you're talking about the differentiation.
Yeah.
Can we get Ms. Momen to talk about this? I mean, how all of this, like the Sailor or Aarong or even Urban Truth, I mean, whoever is the business, how do you think that you're differentiating your experience?
I think there's still a lot of room for improvement when it comes to creating or curating that kind of store experience. And not all of us, I would say, if I have to be very candid, have reached to that kind of global level where we're providing a very differentiated store experience. And that is due to a number of factors. You know, real estate is expensive and we have all these products that we need to display, but because of those constraints, we're not being able to display it the way we want to. That's a specific example. But we're, like I said earlier, this is a factor that we're taking very seriously and investing more heavily in, because we want the customer to have that seamless experience, either online, offline, and can differentiate between products and brand experiences also.
Sorry, I just want to add 30 seconds. Like, আমাদের আরঙের 40 বছর পূর্তি উপলক্ষে যে ফেস্টিভ্যালটা আমরা করেছিলাম আর্মি স্টেডিয়ামে, getting that experience from that festival, like we presented 11 different crafts and provided craft making experiences in those stalls. I think number of the participants have visited those. ওইখান থেকে এক্সপিরিয়েন্স যেটা আমরা করার চেষ্টা করছি, অলরেডি প্ল্যান করেছি আমাদের বিভিন্ন আউটলেটে বিভিন্ন ওকেশনে এই ক্রাফট মেকিংয়ের বিভিন্ন ওয়ার্কশপ আমরা চালাবো। ওইটা হয়তো বা কিছুটা ডিফারেন্ট এক্সপিরিয়েন্স আমাদের কাস্টমারদেরকে দিবে দেন দ্যাট অফ অ্যান্ড ডিফারেন্সিয়েটিং আরং ফ্রম দি আদার ব্র্যান্ডস, আই থিঙ্ক। থ্যাংক ইউ।
As I said, can we take the questions to the group in the Facebook? I mean, entire day we are around, the guests are around, and the panelists are around. I believe that we can have more conversation over online and discuss it more and more. So can we have a round of applause for our amazing panel today? Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.